G'day, g'day. Just going to give a few moments for people to join if they wish to, and then we'll get underway. Let me know if you're watching. Welcome to everyone who has joined so far. Just going to give a few people or a few moments for people to join, and then we'll get straight into the stream. Hopefully this time, for those that aren't aware, this is hopefully going to be my first stream that I put up on YouTube. I know last time I did a stream was when I was going through the NG models hints, and my audio kind of muted itself without me knowing, so that's probably the reason why I haven't kind of declared that as my first stream. But hopefully if everything goes well in this one, then this will be going up on YouTube as my first one. So hope everyone who is joining or has joined so far is doing well. I was considering doing the stream via like an actual, like showing you guys my airport, like I do on Instagram, but of course I just thought I'd start off doing streams on YouTube as kind of like a podcast type style, so that's probably why you can't see much. That is, of course, except my YouTube profile picture in the middle of the screen and the banner at the top. The bottom. And of course, the stream is powered by StreamYard. Of course, StreamYard, if you guys don't know, is a software of which you can go live on many different platforms at once. You can go live on like YouTube, Facebook, Twitch if you have Twitch, and TikTok, I guess. I'm not too sure about Twitch and TikTok. I don't have either of them, so hoping in the future StreamYard can also be used to go live on Instagram. That would be quite beneficial for me, because if you guys aren't aware, I'm quite heavy in terms of my content on Instagram. Of course, if you haven't checked out my Instagram account, ASJEAirports.com. So that's the website, my bad. ASJE International Airports Instagram page. All the links will be, the link is in my YouTube bio. I will put the links to everything below once the stream has gone out. So if you're wanting to check out my Instagram, I will actually put it up on the screen if I'm able to, in terms of what my Instagram handle is. So let me just throw this up for you guys if I'm able to. Let me just throw this on the screen. I don't know why that's so big, but there's my Instagram handle. for those that are wanting to go ahead and support me on Instagram, you're welcome to do so. What I do in there is I showcase all the photos of my models. Of course, I welcomed 2 model planes into my collection over the last couple of days. I did post the unboxing of them onto YouTube this afternoon, actually a couple of hours ago. Them being the United 787-10 and also the Finnair A350-900, both by ASJE models out of their August release. I will go into detail about the models that are on the way, as well as some more updates in terms of things that are going on in terms behind the scenes in terms of the content that I'm doing. I know I am kind of slow on Instagram at the moment, but I am doing work. I did take photos of the models, the United 787-10 and the Finnair 350-900 yesterday, and I am slowly but surely going to be putting them out onto Instagram. So that's something that's in the works. So yeah, I will go into detail about things that are happening in terms of content coming soon to my social media, I guess, in terms of YouTube and Instagram. So hello and welcome to the first episode of ASJE Aviation HQ Live. In this live stream, I'm going to be going through sort of like a recap of this month's releases in terms of all of the model brands that have released, in terms of the main ones, I guess. So for the likes, I've got Aero Classics, Gemini Jets, JC Wings, Engine models, and Phoenix models to go through today. I'm not too particularly sure how long this is going to take, but if you are wanting to stick around, you're more than welcome to. But of course, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, ASJE Aviation HQ. You're on it right now. And also go ahead and then that post notification bell to be notified when videos go live onto my channel. I do have some videos coming soon, very, very soon. I've got some more model reviews to film. Of course, the model reviews of those 2 NG models that arrived into my collection most recently. And also I've got the Royal Air Maroc 787-9 by JC Wings, and also the Aer Lingus A330-300 by Gemini Jets to also do a model review of. So that's 4 model reviews to look out for. And of course, I do have an unboxing. The box is now on the way, I believe. I'm just waiting for that one to arrive. And of course, I do have another airport update in the works as well. And also, what else is coming soon? Oh, of course, that video that I mentioned in my most recent video of the unboxing. I mentioned when I was showcasing the United 787-10 that I am planning on doing a video showcasing all of my 787s. So that's definitely going to be happening very, very soon. I'm just going to wait until, of course, the 100th one arrives. I know it has been purchased. It has been purchased. I can confirm that 3 times now. But I just don't know which one it's going to be. Of course, I just to give a sneak peek, I do have my 98th now on the way. That means that there will be 2 to arrive, and then I can sit down and hopefully somehow do this video of my 787s. Of course, I will be doing a live stream on Instagram. I don't know at the moment yet. I think it will be on Instagram, but do stay tuned in terms. If you are wanting to be updated in terms of that, check out my Instagram stories, and of course the community tab here on my YouTube account that I'm now got access to. Yes, so that's just things to look out for, but I will go into detail a bit more about that later in today's stream. So, welcome to everyone. ASJE Aviation HQ Live number 1, the first episode, going through the releases that were released throughout 2022's October releases. So, starting off, we are going to be going through Aero Classics. I mean, I'm not too familiar with Aero Classics. Of course, I don't really, I don't really follow them too much in terms of what they do, what they provide. Of course, I'm not really a classic collector, but I do have the list of the October 2022 releases. So starting off from top to bottom, we've got a Philippine Airlines Douglas DC-8 53. I believe the 53 is the variant. I'm not too sure about the older generation aircraft, but I believe that's correct. But the registration of this one is Papa India dash Charlie 801, and this is in 1 to 200 scale. Very, very nice to see. It does look very nice. I'm sure people that are collecting the 200 scale classic models, I'm sure that will be one for your collection. Moving along, we've got the NAC New Zealand, the National Airways Corporation. Of course, that is based in New Zealand. That airline was originally called Air New Zealand, I believe. Not Air New Zealand, TEAL, Tasman Empire Airways Limited, I believe, is what Air New Zealand started as. I'm pretty sure that's correct. I think it started as TEAL, then it went to NAC, then it went to Air New Zealand. But anyway, this is a Fokker F-27 fellowship, I believe. Registered as Zulu Kilo dash Bravo X-Ray Charlie, and this is in 1 to 200 scale as well. Do let me know if you're watching the stream. Do comment something. If don't be shy. Let me know where you are watching from. I always like have to see the support in terms of a diverse the diversity in terms of people watching around the world. Moving along, we've got looks to be that those two that I just read out were the only ones in 200 scale in this release. So going into the 400 scale releases, we've got to start off, we've got in Air Zimbabwe, Boeing 737-200, registered as Zulu Dash Whiskey Papa Alpha. Those look very nice. I kind of hope that if they're still around, Air Zimbabwe order some modern aircraft. So I wouldn't mind having some more aircraft or models that have airlines based in Africa. Of course, I do have like Royal Air Morocco from Morocco, Egypt Air from Egypt, Kenya Airways from Kenya, Ethiopian Airlines from Ethiopia. Do hope that JC Wings comes out with a Uganda Airways model, but I will go into JC Wings later on. So moving on, we've got a Continental Airlines. We've got a 737-200 registered as November 7389 of Foxtrot. It does look very, very nice. I do quite like the older Continental livery. Definitely looks very, very nice indeed. So that I'm sure will be going into someone's collection if they collect that sort of thing. The American-based classic models. Next one, we've got a British Midland Airways. This is a Douglas DC-9 registered as Golf Dash Papa Kilo Bravo Echo. Does look very nice indeed. The older livery of BMI, British Midland Airlines or Airways, not too sure. I do remember them that airline operating A330s and of course the 737s. It's quite a shame that they went out of service because I did quite like that their last livery. I believe it had the Union Jack of the UK flag adorned onto the livery, a bit like how the last US Airways livery. I don't know if anyone watching this at the moment remembers US Airways. But I do like how US Airways livery had the US flag, especially the stripes going down the fuselage. I quite like that livery. I hope like I can pick up an A330 of US Airways because I wouldn't mind having that as like a classic model. So moving on in this Aero Classics release, we've got a what's this airline called? British West Indies Airways, I believe it is, BWIA. This is another DC9, but this is a DC932, the same variant as the BMI DC8. DC9. I'm getting confused a bit here. This is registered as Niner Yankee Tango Foxtrot India. Of course, Niner Yankee is the prefix code, the registration prefix code for aircraft that are based out of Trinidad and Tobago. Of course, that being in the Caribbean islands or Caribbean Ocean, just north of Venezuela. Moving on, we've got another DC9, but this is PSA. I don't know what PSA stands for, so do let me know in the comment section if you're watching this at the moment, or in the live chat if you're watching, if you know what PSI stands for. But is it? But it is. I wouldn't. I guess it's like Pacific something Airways or something. I'm not too sure, but it is. But it is a US airline registered. This aircraft being registered as November 982 Papa Sierra. So the registration again, November 982 Papa Sierra. Very nice indeed. Moving along, we've got an Atlantic Airlines. This is a Lockheed L88 Foxtrot. It's a freighter. It looks like it's a freighter. Interesting. So this is a Lockheed L88 Electra freighter. So you know, I believe Gemini Jets released an Electra very recently. So this is the freighter version of Atlantic Airlines, registered as Golf Dash Lima Oscar Foxtrot Charlie. I'm sure that will go into someone's collection. Very nice to see. Next we've got a Buffalo Airways Lockheed L88 Foxtrot as well. So the Foxtrot being the freighter. This is registered as Charlie Dash Golf X-Ray Foxtrot Charlie. So I believe Buffalo Airways, by the look of the prefix code, is based out of Canada. And we've got another Buffalo Airways Lockheed L88 freighter. This is registered as Charlie Dash Golf X-Ray Foxtrot Charlie. So the same registration actually, but it is in a different livery. The second one is got an orange tail fin. The first one just has the, I guess, regular livery, if I'm correct in saying that. Okay. Next, of course, we got the second to last. We've got a sort of Vietnamese airline, Hang Kong, if I'm saying that correctly, Hang Kong Vietnam Airlines. This is an Aviation IL-18, registered as Victor November Bravo 195, and the last one in the Aero Classics releases for October 2022 is another Hong Kong, Vietnam Aviation IL-18, but this is a freighter instead of the passenger variant, and this is registered as Victor November-Bravo 196. So overall, a nice delivery, nice release by Aero Classics in October of 2022. If I were looking for anything by Aero Classics for my collection, I would probably go for something a bit like an Air New Zealand DC-8. If those that don't know, Air New Zealand used to operate the DC-8. The DC-8 was actually their first ever jet engine aircraft, I believe. I think that's correct in saying that. I think it was before the 737-200s arrived, and of course the 747 as well. And I hope to see. I hope they come out with like an Air New Zealand Focus 27 Fellowship or a Tasman Empire Airways Limited Lockheed L88 Electra, because they were the first aircraft that Air New Zealand operated. So that would be something for my classic collection as well, because of course Aero Classics being classic aircraft, but of course they do also come out with the modern aircraft as well. I believe they recently came out with a TAP Air Portugal, I think it was an A321neo or something. So that's very nice to see. So just going to look up the Gemini Jets releases, because I think they are going to be the one that I go through next. So that was the Aero Classics releases. So do let me know in the comment section at the moment, for those that are watching the stream, if you are interested in getting any of them. So now I'm going to go into the Gemini Jets November release, but of course this one was released in October, so I guess that this one can count as part of this month's releases. So welcome to everyone who have joined the stream. Of course, this being ASJE Aviation HQ Live, the first episode of my live stream series on Instagram. Sorry, not Instagram. I'm used to be doing these live streams on Instagram, so my bad for that. Of course, on YouTube. Of course, going into the Gemini Jets releases for 2022's November release. Of course, they were released in October. The release itself was released in October, but for November. So I guess I could go through them in this stream here. So starting off with the Gemini 200 releases, of course that being the 1 to 200 scale, and of course 200 scale isn't really my scale in terms of what I do with my airport or anything. I mainly get 1 to 200 scale aircraft if they are kind of meaningful for me. For the likes of, I'm still looking for the Inflight 200 version of the England 747-400 Zulu Kilo November Bravo Victor, which was the last one to operate or to be retired from England's fleet. I know they have released it. I just need to try and find it and kind of afford it, because I know they're quite expensive as well. Right, so going into the 200 scale releases by Gemini Jets for November 2022's released in October. We've got an American Airlines Airbus A319-100, registered as November 903-003. As I mentioned on Instagram, that one will be one that would be quite popular. Of course, that one was actually released in their October release. which was released in September. So I'm sure that one will be a popular one. And I believe that one is wearing the sharklets. It is indeed. Okay, so that I'm sure that one will be one that will be going to someone's collection very soon. Next up, we've got a British Airways Airbus A380-800 registered as Golf Dash X-Ray Lima Echo Lima. I believe that one, I recently saw something about that particular aircraft. If I'm able to just look up the details about that particular aircraft, just quickly, just to give a bit of history about that aircraft, because I believe that one used to operate for Singapore Airlines, if I'm not mistaken. So do give me a moment. No, it was. I'm pretty sure that one of the British Airways A380s used to operate for Singapore Airlines. Perhaps it was on that one. All right, fair enough. Radio. So going into the next couple of bottles released in this release by Gemini Jets, November 22 released in October. We've got the Comair Embraer 120 Priscilla, registered as November 137 Hotel. It did look like a very interesting aircraft, so I'm sure people will hope to get that in their collection if they are interested in getting it. Coming into the next one, we've got the Condor Airbus A321-200 registered as Delta Dash Alpha India Alpha Delta. This is wearing the yellow striped livery. So I'm sure Gemini Jets will come out with the Condor 330 Neo in the next release, or in a future release. Because they do actually have that aircraft in their future release list on their website. So wouldn't be surprised if that one's released in their December release. Which I will be getting that one because I like to have international carriers in my collection, and I don't really mind. I mean, I was kind of scratching my head when the Condor livery did come out. The striped liveries, the red, blue, yellow, tan, the beige livery and the green livery. I was kind of skeptical and why they went with the stripes. And it's eye catching, I guess. What Condor was going for their brand to be eye catching and a holiday leisure airline. I've now gotten used to it. I mean, the more I see it, the more I get used to it. I guess that's with every airline livery. I mean, a bit like how when Lufthansa came out with their current livery. I mean, no one liked it at first, but once it was seen more and more aircraft, it was then liked, I guess. I mean, I like it. I like their new livery. I actually prefer it over the old livery, and I guess it's also a bit like ITA Airways as well. The blue livery, of course. I wasn't too much of a fan about how that livery was rolled out on was it the 320 that the ITA Airways was rolled out on. I kind of felt sorry for Alitalia. I guess Alitalia. I mean, losing Alitalia at the time was quite raw because having the airline cease operation and then automatically we see a new livery. I guess the emotions were a bit raw back then, but I mean, now that I see it on the A350, which is the one that I hope to be released. Of course, I should also mention the AB400 releases later in the stream as well, so do stay tuned for that. So anyway, moving on into this release, we've got the Eastern Airlines Lockheed L88 Electra, registered as November 5507. That, of course, being in the 200 scale. Moving along, we've got the Emirates Airbus A380-800, registered as Alpha 6-Echo Victor Charlie. That's in their regular livery, so no other decals, just the Emirates livery. And I believe that was also released in 400 scale. I think I have that one on the way at some point. Moving on along, we've got a Flair Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 8, registered as Charlie Dash Foxtrot Lima Kilo Delta. That one has high expectations to be in 400 scale next month in their next month releases. So that would be this December release, along with the ITA Airways Airbus A319 that was also in this November release, registered as Echo India Mike November. I wouldn't be surprised if that one's released in their next release. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the ITA 350 is also released, to be honest. And last but not least, in the Gemini 200 release for November 2022, released in October, we've got the Trans-Moldavian Airlines DHC 6300. I think I should just say the twin order. This is registered as 8 Quebec-Mike Alpha November. Of course, that one being based in the Maldives, of course, that being the island nation in the Indian Ocean. Quite amazing that country. I mean, I wouldn't mind going to the Maldives, to be honest, just to experience how compact the capital city is of the Maldives. Of course, that being Mal, I believe it's Malay. I think it's pronounced M-A-I-L. Sorry, M-A-L-E with the little dash thing on the top of the E. I mean, that island where the airport is located is so compact with buildings and everything. So I wouldn't mind going there just to experience what it's like. Because I have been to the Maldives many times on Infinite Flight, which is something I am going to talk about later on in the stream. So now going into the Gemini Jets November 2022 releases in 1 to 400 scale, I do now just seen that I do have a mistake on my Instagram post, which is quite annoying, but oh well. Which I will correct in this stream. So moving into this release, we've got the American Airlines Airbus A320-200, so not the Neo. This is the CO variant. This is registered as November 103 Uniform Sierra, and this has got the wingtip fences, so not the sharklets. Moving along, we've got the only model that's going to be coming to my collection from this release, and this of course is the British Airways Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner, registered as Golf-Zulu Bravo Zulu Bravo Juliet Golf. That is in the new mold, the updated mold, JC Wings mold. Of course, we've got the flap down variant as well, the flaps down version of that British Airways 787-8 Dreamliner. Very, very nice indeed. I cannot wait to have that flaps up version in my collection for sure. We've got the Caribbean Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 8, registered as Nana Yankee Charlie Alpha Lima. I believe that one was released in 200 scale in recent times. Moving along, we've got the Delta Airlines Airbus A220-100, registered as November 103 Delta Uniform. Very nice indeed. Moving along, we've got the Etihad Cargo Boeing 777 Freighter in the interactive series, but this is registered as Alpha 6 Delta Delta Echo. As I mentioned in the interactive series, quite a shame, to be perfectly honest. One thing that I think that Gemini Jet should do, if since they do the flaps up, flaps down kind of thing, is if they're going to release an interactive aircraft like a 747 or a 777 or an MD-11 if they do MD-11s in the future, and the 350s and the 787s if the 787 becomes a freighter. What I think they should do with them is, if they're coming out with an interactive series aircraft, they should also come out with the solid aircraft in the same release. If they come out with flaps up, flaps down configured aircraft, because I would have gotten that Etihad Cargo 777 if it had have come out with with a not in an interactive series, because I'm not really a fan of the interactive series. I don't like having to fiddle around with cargo doors just to make sure they're in the right slots or whatever, and then potentially losing them, and then you've got a gaping hole in a model, and it's pretty much useless. So I hope that NT Models comes out with one with an Etihad Cargo 777 freighter, because I do kind of would like one, especially in their current livery. And it's a bit like the same one. Sorry. It's a bit like the next one, being the FedEx 777 freighter, registered as November 889 Foxtrot Delta. Also in the interactive series, FedEx operates their 777s to New Zealand, which of course is where I'm based in. So I would have got that as well. So I think it's quite a shame that I agree with that. Was the comment that you just said? Good idea, but the thing is, one will sell and one won't sell. Kind of differs. For those that don't like the interactive series, I guess, and don't want to worry about the cargo doors, as I mentioned just before, would go with the solid model. And I guess for those that are wanting to have the realism and like the diorama of a cargo setup with their models on an apron, I guess, having the cargo doors open and whatnot, can go for the interactive series aircraft. Again, if they're going to be coming out with flaps up, flaps down, the flaps down configured aircraft can only be used in a couple of scenes, I guess. If the aircraft is taxiing out for departure, or if it's actually departing, or if it's just about to touch down on a runway, that's about it. But whereas with the flaps up configuration, it can be used anywhere, on the apron, while it's taxiing, just off the runway, being taxiing to its gate, I guess. I think Gemini Jets could benefit from releasing both interactive series and the solid model in the same releases. I guess that's something that I could possibly suggest to them. Whether they want to follow the suggestion or not is up to them, I guess. And of course, moving along, we've got the National Airlines Lockheed L88 Electra, another one in this release. This one registered as November 5017 Kilo. The livery does look very nice. I was expecting someone to get that. One of my mates that I'm close with in terms of model aircraft and aviation, I was expecting them to get that, but of course they chose not to. And the last one in the 400 scale release is the US Air Force Boeing C-17 Globemaster, registered as 03-3119. I did actually list this on my Instagram post as a 200 scale aircraft, because it was released in the Gemini Max release, not the Gemini 200 release. And of course, the tail banner of the C-17 is the Mississippi Air National Guard. With my C-17s, I've got one in my collection, and that being with the McCord Air Force Base. I'm only going to be collecting the C-17s that have come to New Zealand. I mean, I do know that the McCord Air Force Base has come down here in terms of the C-17 from that Air Force Base, because they are the Air Force Base that usually operate to Christchurch, my home airport. When the Antarctic season is the Antarctic operations are in full swing. In recent times, we've had the Charleston Air Force Base C-17 come down. So I will be looking out for one of them. And I can't remember what the tail fin was, but the tail fin had the tail banner was a white background, I believe, and a black writing, I believe it was. I don't think it was the one from Alaska, but I do remember seeing one, so I will look out for that again to get that in my collection. So that was the Gemini Jets releases for November 2022. Was released in October, so that is that one. So now I'm going to be not going to go into the JC Wings release. This one, I mean, the release was kind of weird in my opinion. Not the release itself. I mean, the release itself was really, really good. I actually posted the upload on my Instagram page today, actually, 13 hours ago. So what I thought is like this release was quite a mystery in my opinion, because JC Wings announced the release on their Instagram page. You know, they posted the ones that will be available. But there were no like full lists of the release for quite some time, and after the release was actually dropped. So I do have the full release by JC Wings in both 400 scale and 200 scale. So I'm gonna go into the 200 scale first. Of course, that is the scale that I'm less likely to go for, unless it is an aircraft that I have close relations with. Even with the 787s, I don't really have that much of a collection in terms of 200 scale aircraft, mainly because my room isn't big enough to be able to display them, which is the reason why my 400 scale aircraft aren't displayed as well. They are just in their boxes and containers at the moment. Once I get a larger room, that's when I will be able to display all my models at once. I will go into detail about my airport later on in the stream as well, so do stick around for that. But if I had a bigger room, I would be able to get like 787s, 777s, A350s, 330 Neos, etc. like that. I would go absolutely crazy in terms of 787s like I do with 400 scale. But of course, the only thing with 200 scale is the price and the size of them, which I guess is the problem with how I'm not able to display them. So going into this JC Wings release, the 1 to 200 scale release for October 2022, we've got, first of all, a Japan Airlines Boeing 767 300ER, of course ER standing for Extended Range. This is registered as Juliet Alpha 86, so the registration Juliet Alpha 8980. This is in their One World livery. So I'm guessing this is in the the current Japan Airways livery, but wearing the One World titles. Very nice to see. Moving along, we've got a Singapore Airlines Boeing 787-10 Dreamliner, registered as Nina Victor Sierra Charlie Mike. One of the newest ones to be released, to be delivered to Singapore Airlines, I think. if I am correct in saying that. So do let me just have a look and see if I am correct in saying that. If I was collecting a term discount aircraft, that would be one that I'd definitely be getting for sure, because you know it is a 787, so that would be something to be expected. So it was the third most recent one to be delivered to Singapore Airlines, because the most recent one was 9 Victor Sierra Charlie Oscar, the one that was released by JC Wings, which was Sierra Mike Charlie, was delivered to Singapore Airlines on August the 13th, 2019. So there's some factoids for you. Moving along, we've got a Ryukyu, if I'm pronouncing that correct, Ryukyu Air Commuter Bombardier Dash 8 Q100, registered as Juliet Alpha 8973. So that's one for you Japanese collectors. Next, of course, we've got a Boeing company, Boeing 747-400 LCF. I don't know what LCF stands for. I could just have a look and see what it does stand for. So do let me just have a look. It is the 400 variant of the Dreamlifter, I believe, if I'm correct in saying that. The large cargo, there it is, the 747-400 large cargo freighter. So yeah, that's what it is, large cargo freighter. But this is wearing the bare metal version. So this is November 747 Bravo Charlie. I think the Dreamlifter would look cool if it did come out with winglets. I reckon that would be something that I think would look nice, and I actually would get one of them if it was released in 400 scale. Even though I know that would be in the interactive series. I did mention before that I don't really like the interactive series, but I could potentially look at that. So next, of course, we've got an American Airlines Boeing 767-300ER. This is also wearing the onboard livery that is registered as November 395 Alpha November. As I mentioned, wearing the onboard livery. Moving along, we've got a Kuwait government Gulfstream GV. I don't know what the V stands for. Is it 5? G5? And this is registered as 9 Kilo Alpha Juliet Foxtrot. Moving along, we have a Shabazz. I don't know where Shabazz is from. I believe that is Polish, or is it Iranian? I'm not too sure. But this is a Boeing 727-100, registered as Echo Papa Mike Romeo Papa. So let me just have a look at the prefix code, registration prefix. I think it is from I think it's Iranian, but of course I could be wrong. Let me just have a look here. Echo Papa is Iran. There we go. So Shabazz is an Iranian aircraft or airline. Moving along, we've got an Airbus Industry Airbus A321neo. This is in the house livery, and this is we're in the registration of Foxtrot Whiskey Alpha Bravo. Very, very nice indeed. Moving along, we've got a China Airlines Airbus A321neo, registered as Bravo-18101, wearing the Pikachu Jet livery. I mean, quite a few Pikachu Jet liveries at the moment flying around the world. One of the more famous special liveries, I must say, of course, All Nippon Airways used to have I think it was a 747-300 that was in the Pikachu livery, a yellow Pikachu livery, back in the day when All Nippon Airways operated 747s. I mean, I don't really mind this the China Airlines livery, but I mean, of course, it won't be coming into my collection, as of course China Airlines wouldn't really operate their 321 Neos down to New Zealand. Well, I do have Starlux in saying there, but of course, only reason why I got the Starlux 321 Neo was because I like Starlux as an airline, and the livery it does really look good on all of the aircraft now that they just received their first 350-900. It does look very nice, that model. If you haven't gone ahead and checked out the model review I did of that Starlux 330, the 350-900, go ahead and check that out. If I'm able to put a card in the top right corner once I've edited this live stream, there will be a card in the top right corner, so you can go check that out. So moving along, in this 200 scale released by JC Wings this month, we've got an All Nippon Airways Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner, registered as Juliet Alpha 871 Alpha. This is wearing the All Nippon Airways Future Promise livery, so the green livery, the green tail fin, very nice indeed. Moving along, we've got the flaps down configuration of that same aircraft, the All Nippon Airways 787-9 Dreamliner, wearing that Future Promise livery. Then we've got a let me just let this. Oh, the person living on the main highway. That was an ambulance, by the way, so my bad for that. Moving along, we've got an All Nippon Airways Boeing 777-200ER, registered as Juliet Alpha 745 Alpha. This is wearing the Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba livery. Quite basic in my opinion, that livery, if I were to be honest. Of course, we do have that one in flaps up and flaps down. And the last model released in the October 2023 release by JC Wings in 1/200 scale is a Singapore Airlines Boeing 757-200, registered as Nana Victor Sierra Golf Lima. So the aircraft that are going to be expected, that are expected to be at retailers ready to be purchased, in July 2023, are the following: Japan Airlines 767-300ER in the one-wheel livery, the Singapore Airlines 787-10 Dreamliner, the Ryukyu Air Commuter -8-100, the Boeing Company 747-400 LCF, the American Airlines 767-300ER, also in the one-wheel livery, the Kuwait government Gulfstream G5, if I'm correct in saying that the V is the Roman numeral for 5, the Shabazz 727-100, and of course the Singapore Airlines 757-200. So going into the JC Wings 400 scale releases for October 2022, do bear in mind there are a lot of them. There are 24 models in this release, in the 400 scale release by JC Wings this month. So starting off, we've got a Japan Airlines Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner registered as Juliet Alpha 877 Juliet. This is in the regular regular Gemini, the regular Japan Airlines livery. This has got the flaps up configuration. Of course, JC Ones have come out with a flaps down configuration of that same aircraft. Japan Airlines 787-9 Juliet Alpha 877 Juliet. Moving along, we've got a Hong Kong Airlines Airbus A320-200 registered as Bravo-Lima Papa India. Moving along, we've got a Thai Airways ATR 72-200 in the old livery, registered as Hotel Sierra Tango Romeo Bravo. Moving along, we have a TAP Air Portugal Airbus A330-900 Neo, Charlie Sierra Tango Uniform Kilo. This is wearing the Star Alliance livery. Very, very happy to see that one released. That is most definitely going to be coming into my collection in the near future. So cannot wait to see that one. Of course, I do have one TAP Portugal model in my collection. Of course, that also being a 330-900 Neo, but that one being in the regular livery. So this one will be looking pretty next to that one, the Star Alliance livery. Moving along, we've got a Airbus Industry A321 Neo house livery again, registered as Foxtrot Whiskey Alpha Bravo. Moving along, we've got the China Airlines Airbus A321 Neo in the Pikachu Jet livery, Bravo 18101. Moving along, we've got the All Nippon Airways 787-9 that was released in 200 scale in the Future Promise livery. That's been released in flaps up and flaps down. That one is also on my get list, but I think I might wait until NG Models comes out with that one because, of course, we know. If you don't know, JC Wings is quite is the model brand that would take a long time to get their models in stock. So I'm sure that NG Models is going to be releasing one of them in a future release. Wouldn't be surprised if it's in their November or December releases, maybe even their January 2023 livery, the release, my bad. So I probably will go for NG Models instead. Moving along, we've got the All Nippon Airways 777-200ER Juliet Alpha 745 Alpha, wearing the Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba livery, in flaps up and flaps down. We've got an ASJE Airlines Airbus A350-900, registered as Hotel Lima 8381, wearing the Fly Korea livery, also released in flaps up and flaps down. We've got a Southern Air Boeing 777 freighter, registered as November 777 Sierra Alpha. Then we've got a Lufthansa Boeing 737-500, registered as Delta-Alpha Bravo India November. This has got the football nose, so the nose cone has a football decal, I think, decaling on it. So that one was the last of the different array of aircraft types. The next ones are all A380s. If you are interested in having some more A380s in your collection. So next, first of all, we've got a Singapore Airlines Airbus A380 registered as Nina Victor Sierra Kilo Victor. That is one that I'm looking at getting because, I am a hoarder of Singapore Airlines aircraft. Because if you don't know, Singapore Airlines is my favorite carrier. So I see no issue in getting Singapore Airlines aircraft. That is in the regular livery. Next, we've got another Singapore Airlines aircraft, but this is in the Airbus A380, registered as Niner Victor Sierra Kilo Juliet. This is wearing the Singapore 50 livery, so it has the Singapore flag on it. Decaling going down the fuselage, very nice indeed. I do quite like the livery, but I won't be getting that model. We've got a Korean Airlines or Korean Air Airbus A380, registered as Hotel Lima 7622. Next, we've got a Qatar Airways Airbus A380 Alpha 7 Alpha Juliet. Then we've got a High Fly Malta A380 Niner Hotel Mike India Papa. Then we've got a Malaysia Airlines A380 wearing the registration Niner Mike November Foxtrot, wearing the 100th A380 decaling. Then we've got an Airbus Industry Airbus House livery, Airbus A380 wearing the registration Foxtrot Whiskey Oscar Whiskey, but that is wearing the Singapore Airlines titles, so Singapore Airlines titles at the front instead of the Airbus titles. Second to last model in this release, we've got an Etihad Airways Airbus A380 Alpha 6 Alpha Golf, wearing the regular Etihad livery. And last but not least, we've got a Thai Airways International Airbus A380 wearing the registration Hotel Sierra Tango Uniform Echo, wearing the regular livery. So that is quite a lot of A380s. So if you are a fan of A380 models, and you're wanting to get one of them, then this is your release, I guess. So the models that are to be expected at retailers in 2023, and so this is January 2023. We've got the Japan Airlines 787-9s, and flaps up and flaps down. We've got the Hong Kong Airlines A320, the Thai Airways ATR 72, the TAP Air Portugal A330-900 Neo in the Star Alliance livery, the Southern Air 777 freighter, and last but not least, the Lufthansa 737-500. I will throw out a disclaimer at the moment that the Star Alliance TAP Portugal 330 Neo is released as an official product for TAP Portugal, so it won't be in any fancy box I would expect, but it should be released in a TAP Portugal box, a bit like the TAP Portugal 330 Neo that was their most recent release, I guess. And yeah, I see that you're still waiting for your Scoot 321 Neo. Pre-ordered it, yeah. For anyone that is interested in collecting JC Wings aircraft, here's a tip: do not pre-order from JC Wings, because you will be waiting for almost a decade for your model to arrive. Of course, I'm being over dramatic. But it'll feel like a decade before your model finally arrives. And by the time that you get your model, that aircraft may not be operating for the airline anymore. So that's the risk you take when you pre-order from JC Wings. I will now just mention, now that you've mentioned the Aviation 400 models, so I will just get rid of the banner at the moment, and of course throw up the Aviation 400 production So talking about the Aviation 400 production models at the moment, of course, haven't seen all of the aircraft yet, but have seen some of them. I don't know why I'm seeing that on my feed. So we've got the I think we've got the Thai Airways A350. That is definitely one that's going to be coming my way. Cannot wait until I see that one in stock, because I will be getting that one for sure. Of course, I would expect to see one be released by ASJE Models. That if it is in the a regular, a different registration to the one by AB400, then I'll just get both of them instead of just one of them. We've got the Etihad Airways with the 50th decaling thingamajiggy on the aircraft. We've got the ITA A350, which I am definitely going to be getting. Cannot wait to see it. Of course, just as I just mentioned, I'm sure that Gemini Jets and ASJE Models will come out with one, as of course it is a very, very popular aircraft at the moment. One of the best wearing the ITA livery, in my opinion. And also, I cannot wait to see the A330 Neos, the ITA with the ITA livery on it, because I am quite a fan of the ITA of the Dash 900 Neo. Do stand by just for a moment. Also, we've got the French B A315-1000. That is also one that I'm looking forward to get, because French B, it is a wonderful livery, even though it is in my least favorite color, that being blue. I will be getting that one for sure. Cannot wait. I'm sure, just like the last two that I mentioned, the Thai Airways and ITA, I'm sure NG Models will come out with their French B 350-1000 as well. But it did come out with the Dash 900, so I wouldn't be surprised. What else did they come out with? I believe they came out with some Sichuan Airlines aircraft as well. The two Panda liveries, the regular one and the red one and the yellow one, I believe it was. So they are going to be in stock very, very soon. I will be spending a bit of money into, especially getting those three that I will be getting: the French B, the Thai, and the ITA. I have mentioned many times in recent videos on YouTube, here on YouTube, that I feel that the mold by AB400 has got the is a better mold than what ASJE Models provides. I feel like even though ASJE Models is a very, very nice mold, I'm not going to discredit them at all, because the Finnair 350 that I received a couple of days ago looks very, very nice indeed. And of course, they also came out with the Japan Airlines, the Japan Airlines One World. I did do a model review of that one. If you haven't got ahead and checked it out, go ahead and check it out if you haven't done so already. So I do like the JC Wings, sorry, the ASJE Models mold. So I'm not going to discredit them at all, but I do feel like there are some issues with the ASJE Models in terms of the detailing that they put on their models, especially in terms of something that I keep picking at and seeing time to time when it comes to ASJE Models, and that is putting an anti-collision beacon light on the top of their models. I mean, I'm not too sure why they don't put an anti-collision beacon light on the top of their models. I know they do it on their smaller narrow bodies, and I know they do it on the 777s, but they don't put a beacon light on their A350s or their 787s. Um, so I do really like um, the the A350s by AV400, especially how they put the dual beacon lights on their models, and how they make the the fan blades look realistic in the engines. Of course, I will say that the engines by engine models on their 350s do look very nice indeed, um, as well. So wouldn't be surprised. Um, the tip on the engine. Are you talking about the exhaust of the engine? Because if so, then yes, I would probably have to agree with that, because since the engine isn't really the engine isn't a General Electric engine, so they shouldn't really have a blue exhaust. Since it's a Trent one, it's a Trent XWB, isn't it? So anywho, looking forward to getting those AB400 models. Do let me know if my audio is a bit loud. If it is, then I'll just change my uh, my position. So now we are going to go uh, into the NG Models release by yes, by NG Models, their October release. And this model release was released earlier in the month, so they should be the one to release next. So the hints should come out very soon. I mean, I will say this right now. I always get nervous when it comes to a model release, especially by indie models, because the way they come out with their hints, and everyone knows me. If you don't know me by now and see my 787 collection, I always look at the 787, um, the 787 hints straight away, and I already know what they are coming out with just by looking at the prefix code, and that's when I have to huddle down into a ball and be like, "I'm so sorry" to my wallet, you know. Um, so they should be the one to release next. Their November release should be the next one to be coming out in the next few weeks, because of course tomorrow here in New Zealand is the 1st of November. I will go into detail about my content tomorrow. I'll just say it now. I won't be doing anything in terms of production wise, or a bit like posting anything on YouTube, posting anything on Instagram. It's going to be a quiet day for me tomorrow. Reason being, a family issue. Uh, um, so so that's pretty much why I'm not going to be, uh, posting tomorrow. But anyway, the next few weeks we should be seeing the NG models October hints, and November releases. Yes, the September release. The good old September release wasn't very nice indeed. In terms, I mean, it was nice. It was a very nice release. It's not very often that we see a not very nice release by NG models, but it wasn't very nice to my wallet. Of course, I did get 700 out of that release. I've got the AirTT Nui 787. I got the Mongolian 787-9 I've got the two Vietnam Airlines 787-10s. I've got the United and the Qatar Airways 777s, and I've also got the Virgin Atlantic 350 and 1000. So that release wasn't exactly nice to my wallet, but I mean, I did get a discount on some of them, so I think I did. If I didn't, then that would be embarrassing. But oh well. They should be coming very soon to you know shipment wise. So do look out for that in terms of an unboxing, because I will be unboxing them on YouTube. I won't be unboxing them on Instagram. I might actually do an unboxing live on a live stream here on YouTube. So do let me know if that's something you'd like to see. If so, then that's something that you could expect. So now going into the October 2022 release by ASJE Models, which was released earlier in the month. So starting off, we have a Malev Hungarian Airlines 737-600, which was released as or registered as Hotel Alpha Lima Oscar November. Then we've got the Sun Country Airlines Boeing 737-700, registered as November 713 Sierra Yankee. This was in the delivery colors. Next, we had the Alaska Airlines Boeing 737-800 wearing the Star Wars Galaxy Edge livery and registered as November 538 Alpha Sierra. Very nice indeed. Then we had the Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-800 wearing the Tennessee 1 livery, November 8620 Hotel. And then we had the Korean Airlines 737-800 Hotel Lima 8273. Then we had the Saudi Airlines 787-9 Dreamliner Hotel Zulu Alpha Romeo Charlie wearing the Riyadh Season livery. Then we had the KLM Royal Dutch Airlines 787-10 Dreamliner, the first one they released. This one registered as Papa Hotel Bravo Kilo Delta. This one was wearing the 100 years anniversary sticker, which I don't understand why they released that one. I would have liked to see a -10 and a -9, because no aircraft in the KLM fleet, apart from the very first -10 that they received, which was of course registered as Papa Hotel Bravo Kilo Alpha. Otherwise, no other aircraft has the 100-year sticker on it, which makes me scratch my head about why ASJE Models came out with that model. Perhaps they could have come out with a regular liveried -9. I would have got that one, but I mean, since they came out with that -10, that was quite easy on my wallet. But anyway, moving to the next one, which was the other KLM Royal Dutch Airlines 787-10 Dreamliner wearing the regular KLM livery, Papa Hotel Bravo Kilo Lima. So that's Papa Hotel Bravo Kilo Lima, which wearing the regular livery of KLM, which is one that I got from the release out of two that I got from the release. So moving on, we've got going into the Airbus aircraft now. We've got the British Airways Airbus A318 registered as Golf Echo Uniform November Alpha. And then we had the other one, the British Airways Airbus A318 Golf Echo uniform November Bravo. I believe that one was wearing a different livery, I believe. I think it had a red nose cone, and it had fly first or something on the decal sticker on it somewhere. Moving along, we've got the other one that I'm getting from this release, or got from the release, the Jetstar Airways Airbus A321neo, registered as Victor Hotel Oscar Foxtrot Echo. That is one I would definitely going to be getting from that release. Haven't yet got confirmation that I have purchased it or not, so hopefully that one will be coming in the near future. No doubt, the Jetstar 321neo will be coming out by Phoenix Models in the near future. ASJE Models also came out with the Jetstar Japan 321neo, registered as Juliet Alpha 26 Lima Romeo. That's Juliet Alpha 26 Lima Romeo. So that one is going to be released. I would not be surprised if they come out with the Air New Zealand Black Star Alliance 321neo. That one, I think, for those that are interested in getting that one, I would be quite careful in getting that one, to be perfectly honest, because that aircraft, the New Zealand Black Star Alliance 321neo, is not going to be configured for international routes. It is a domestic configured aircraft, so it's going to be operating in the New Zealand network, Auckland, Christchurch, Wellington, Queenstown, Dunedin, Auckland, and whatnot. So that's going to be finally one going on to my domestic network. You guys have no idea how desperate I am for New Zealand aircraft, especially aircraft that are on the domestic network, because I don't really have that many. I mean, I do have two ATRs. I have an A320neo. I've got two A321neos, both of them being international configured, and that's it. That's pretty much it. So yeah, I'm hopefully going to be getting some in the near future. I wouldn't be surprised if ASJE Models comes out in the next release, that Black Star Alliance livery and another one, another regular livery. But do keep in mind, if you're going to be getting some of them, especially if you're located on the east coast of Australia. If you're looking at the registration, Zulu Kilo Oscar Yankee. Oscar Yankee is the series for the A321neos that are domestic configured. So do keep in mind about that sort of thing. The international configured ones are Zulu Kilo November. That's the international configured ones. So anyway, moving along in this next release. In this release by ASJE Models, the October 2022 release, we have the CMA CDM Cargo Airlines A330-200 freighter that is registered as Oscar Charlie Mike Alpha. Then we had the very confusing release of the Airbus Industry A330-700, that of course being the Beluga XL. Number 5 for the Beluga XLs. I don't know why they came out with this one, even though they had came out with the other 4. This one just didn't really make sense to me. They have so many aircraft that they could have come out with in terms of French registered aircraft, especially the Airbus aircraft. I mean, they could have come out with like an Air France 330 or the Air Caraïbes 351,000 or the Air Caraïbes 300 or the French B330, even though I know they don't operate them anymore. So I don't know why they came out with another Beluga. I guess just to complete the series, I guess. And last but not least, in the Airbus aircraft, we have the Lufthansa Airbus A350-900 in the clean tech flyer livery, registered as Delta Dash Alpha India Foxtrot. Sorry, Delta Dash Alpha India Victor Delta, and the registration of that Beluga. Don't know if I mentioned it, but Foxtrot Dash Golf X-Ray Lima November. So yeah, I was kind of hoping for the Air France 330 Neo, to be honest. Yeah, I was kind of hoping just to see the Air France 330. So not the 330 Neo, my bad. The 330 200 for Air France, because I would have gotten that one. I wonder when they on the 350. That would be very, very nice to see a retro livery on the Lufthansa. Yes, that's another one. The Corsair 330 Neo. We we don't have. Okay, that is I'm just going to go off topic here, but I mean the 330 Neo is one of the aircraft that is not favored in the Pointed scale, you know, hobby. Like where is it? We haven't had many. We've only had TAP Portugal. We've only had CB Pacific, which is something I need to talk about because I'll talk about that in a moment. But yeah, we've had Garuda Indonesia. We've had Starlux. We've had Air Belgium. We've had Highfly as well. TAP Portugal, I think I mentioned. But we haven't had Air Senegal, Corsair. Air Greenland is another one that's coming out in the near future in terms of operators. We've got Sunclass Airlines now out of Denmark, and we've got the Dash 800 Neo as well. We know Air Greenland, as I mentioned, Uganda Airlines or Uganda Airways, Kuwait Airways. I mean, where are these Neos? So I really, really hope that we see some in the near future, especially by Gemini Jets, because I mean, the Gemini Jets mold, JC Wings mold is very, very nice. Of course, Phoenix models do have a nice Neo mold as well. The only reason why I'd probably go for Phoenix models over JC Wings is because of the delay in terms of waiting for a model. But talking about Cebu Pacific, yeah, there's also another. Yes, that is another one. Virgin Atlantic. Yes, I would not be surprised if we see a Virgin Atlantic 330 Neo by Gemini Jets Phoenix models. Those two in the next release would not be surprised. And of course, I haven't mentioned Condor. Wouldn't be surprised if that one comes out as well. Cannot wait. But yeah, talking about Cebu Pacific, I know Phoenix models came out with one, but my most recent purchase was actually the Cebu Pacific A330 Neo by Gemini Jets. Don't be embarrassed or mistaken if you did not know that they came out with one, because I didn't know one. I didn't know as well. I found it on First Class a couple of days ago, and I immediately purchased it because Gemini Jets mold is my favorite mold of the 330 Neo. So I was quite shocked, to be perfectly honest, because I thought it was kind of a glitch or something, or the seller had put a different they accidentally put Gemini Jets instead of Phoenix models. But I did have a look, and of course, I did actually find out that Gemini Jets did actually release that Cebu Pacific unannounced to the public. So I wonder if that model is going to come out with a white box, just like how they came out with the Cebu Pacific the A330-300. when they came out with that one, it was released in a white box. It didn't have any Gemini Jets markings on it at all. Just had a white box saying A330 Neo, sorry, A330-300 1-to-1 scale. So I wonder if that will be the case in terms of this one, but who knows? It's hard for me to find Singapore 350s. Yes, yes. I mean that model, the 359 for Singapore Airlines. I have a few of them now. I think I have 3 of them. So my bad. If you're looking for one, I have 3 of them. I got 2 by Phoenix and 1 by NG Models. My most recent model review was of a Singapore Airlines 350 by NG Models. Go ahead and check it out if you haven't done so already. Definitely one of my favorite models. I mean, yes, I would have gotten the engine version of the Sierra Mike Foxtrot, the 10,000th Airbus built aircraft. I got the one by Phoenix Models quite some time ago, and that aircraft was the one that I was lucky enough to see via the apron with the inauguration between Singapore and Christchurch. So that is my favorite aircraft in terms of Singapore Airlines aircraft. Very nice indeed. That aircraft beat any of the 787s, and that is big coming from me, being a 787 fanatic. So yeah, moving along with this NG Models release, going back on topic, we're going into the Lockheeds now. We've got the Royal Jordanian Airlines Lockheed Alton 11500, registered as Juliet Yankee Alpha Golf Charlie. Then we've got the Air India Lockheed Alton 11500, registered as Victor 2 Lima Echo Kilo. Then we're going into the Tupolev. We've got the Balkan Holidays Tupolev TU-154M Lima Zulu Hotel Mike India. And then we've got the Cubana Cargo Tupolev TU-204-100S or Sierra, registered as Charlie Uniform 1700. And the last release for the NG Models October 2022 release is the Comac C919, registered as Bravo-001 Juliet. I do believe they also came out with a 1-to-20 scaled, I think it was a Gulfstream. I can't really remember what one it was, but if you're interested in having a check about what that one was, go ahead and check it out via the NG Models website. Of course, I will leave all of my social links below after the stream is finished. I will edit the description below so you can check out all of my social accounts. But if you are wanting to go ahead and check out my Instagram page, that is my the Instagram handle that you can go ahead and check out if you haven't done so already. So now I'm going to be going into the last of the model brands in terms of releases for October 2022, and that is Phoenix Models. So I will just throw that up. There we go. There it is. Right. So the Phoenix Models release for 2022 was quite nice, in my opinion. I mean, I wasn't really that surprised to see that one of them, or 2 of them actually, in this release were in New Zealand, especially the first one that I'm about to mention. My bad, here comes a cough. My bad, it's not COVID. So starting off in this October 2022 release, we've got an Air New Zealand Airbus A321 Neo, registered as Zulu Kilo Oscar Yankee Bravo. This is in the Black Star Alliance livery. As I mentioned before, that one is configured for domestic operations only, even though I think that aircraft is currently actually being delivered. It's currently on its delivery flight. So let me just have a look on Flight Radar just momentarily, just see if that one is actually in the air. So no, it's not. It's not the Star Alliance delivery. It actually is the first domestic operated aircraft in terms of the 321 fleet, Oscar Yankee Alpha, that is currently on its delivery flight between Kuala Lumpur. I believe it's going to Cairns in Australia. The call sign is Alpha November Zulu 6091. If you're wanting to go ahead and track that flight, go ahead if you want to. Up to you, I guess. Moving along in the stream, in terms of the Phoenix releases, we've got the Air New Zealand Boeing 747-400 Zulu Hotel, so Zulu Kilo dash Sierra Uniform Hotel, wearing the 1980s New Zealand livery. So this was the first livery to have the Koru logo on the tail fin. Of course, the Koru logo is the coiled up formation of a fern, I guess. So when the Koru blooms, it is displayed as a fern. So that's why the fern emblem is actually on the side of the current livery of New Zealand. Of course, it is not the All Blacks logo fern, silver fern logo. It is not the All Blacks logo. It actually belongs to the New Zealand Tourism Organisation. Also, it is a trademark logo for the tourism, advertising. So it's not the All Blacks logo. I can understand how it can be, how it can be confused, but it is not. I think I may as well do a video here on YouTube showing the difference of the Black Beauty and the All Blacks livery, just to give a to help out anyone who's confused by the two, I guess. So moving along, we've got the ANA All Nippon Airways Boeing 777-200ER Juliet Alpha 745 Alpha. This is in the Demon Slayer Kimetsu. I don't know how to pronounce this. Let me go back and see the Jay-Z one's release. The Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba livery. I mean, I'm not too that familiar with anime, so sorry if I got that wrong. Moving along, we've got the All Nippon Airways 787-9 Dreamliner wearing the All Nippon Airways Future Promise livery. Juliet Alpha 871 Alpha. The green tail fin. Moving along, we've got the China Airlines A321neo the Pikachu Jet livery, Bravo-18101. Very nice indeed. You're not going to be getting that one. Got an Edelweiss, the Swiss carrier, Edelweiss Airbus A320-200, Hotel Bravo-Juliet Lima Tango, wearing the Help Alliance livery. Very nice. That's the livery that's got all the hands on it. Don't know if you've seen that livery, but it does look very nice indeed. I kind of hope that someone comes out with an Edelweiss A340-300, because I know that they are the airline that are still operating that variant of 340. I know that Lufthansa still operates them as well, but I probably would go for an Edelweiss one just to have that airline in my collection. Next, we've got a FedEx Boeing 767-300 ERF extended freighter. November 277 Foxtrot Echo being the registration. Next, we've got a FedEx McDonnell Douglas MD-11 freighter in the old livery before it went into the current livery, the white livery with the purple tail fin. November 614 Foxtrot Echo being the registration. Next, we've got a Fly Malta Airlines Airbus A340-300 Niner Hotel Tango Quebec Zulu. I know that one's just been, I think that's in Australia at the moment. Let me just have a wee look. November, November Niner Hotel. I think that one's just been flown to Australia in recent times. No, it hasn't. So I do know one, a High Fly Malta 340-300 has been in Sydney quite in recent times. Okay, we've got a Lufthansa Airbus A350-900 wearing the Clean Tech Flyer livery, Delta Dash Alpha India Foxtrot Delta being the registration. Next, we've got a Lufthansa Cargo Boeing 777 freighter, Delta Dash Alpha Lima Foxtrot Kilo. Then we have the Lufthansa Cargo McDonnell Douglas MD-11 freighter, Delta Dash Alpha Lima Charlie Charlie. Then we've got the Nippon Cargo Airlines Boeing 747-8 freighter, Juliet Alpha 17 Kilo Zulu. Next, we've got one that I kind of am looking at. I will go into detail about which ones I am going to be getting from this Phoenix Models release. This is the Scoot Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner Niner Victor Oscar Juliet wearing the Pikachu Jet livery. Might be getting that one. Then we've got the Singapore Airlines Airbus A340-500 Niner Victor Sierra Golf Bravo. This is wearing the old livery before it was revised into the current one. So it's got the small titles on it instead of the large billboard titles. I do actually currently have a Singapore Airlines A340-500 somewhere in my container with all of the classic models in it. Have been wanting to do a model review of that one, so I might do one in the near future. Moving along, the last two models in this release, and wrapping up all of the releases for the streams for today's stream. We've got the South African Airways 340-300 Zulu Sierra X-Ray Foxtrot being that registration. And last but not least, we've got the Zip Air Tokyo 787-8 Dreamliner by Phoenix Models have been released wearing the registration Juliet Alpha 826 Juliet. So the ones that I'm looking at, no promises in terms of whether I'm going to be purchasing them or not. So first of which we have the Air New Zealand 321 Neo. That one is dependent on whether ASJE Models comes out with it. I am fairly sure that they are going to be including that one in the ASJE Models release next month. The next release, the November release, fairly certain that that's going to be coming out. One that is going to be coming my way is the Air New Zealand 747-400, wearing the retro livery. Despite the mold, that one's going to be going very nicely into my classic collection. The All Nippon Airways 787-9, again, that is dependent on the ASJE Models release. Just now have noticed that I've typed the registration incorrectly into the what do I think slide on Instagram. One that is going to be coming my way is the Nippon Cargo Airlines 747-8 freighter for my freighter network, my cargo network for my airport. Another one coming that is potentially coming my way is the Scoot 787-9 Pikachu Jet livery. Again, depending on ASJE Models' releases. And the last one is the Zip Air Cargo. Sorry, not Zip Air Cargo. The Zip Air Tokyo 787-8. That is dependent on the photo. I want to see the photo of the Phoenix releases before I go ahead and get them. So that does wrap up the releases that I'll be going through in today's stream. So I do hope that you guys enjoyed that. So I am just going to throw my display name just in a moment. There we go. So I do hope that you guys enjoyed that, especially this being my first stream here on YouTube as ASJE Aviation HQ Live, the first episode. I'm just now going to go into detail about models that are going to be coming my way in the nearest of futures. So just going to open my list. So do bear in mind. I do have an abundance of aircraft that are going to be coming my way in the near future. Just waiting for the full list to come up. Just hold on a moment. Stand by, people. Right. So do have the full list here of models that are going to be coming my way. Just going to throw up a different banner onto the screen. What can I call it? I'm not too sure. I'll just keep my current one. Right. So the full list of aircraft that are coming my way in that haven't been shipped yet, I guess, are the Air Canada Boeing 787-9 by NG Models. Sorry, by Gemini Jets. We've got the Air Tahiti Nui 787-9 by NG Models. We've got the Emirates Airbus A380-800 by Gemini Jets wearing the regular livery. The Emirates A380 wearing the year of the 50th livery. We've got the Emirates 777-300ER wearing the regular livery by Gemini Jets. The free, which I should actually contact them, the French B 350-900 by NG Models. The KLM Dutch Airlines 777-300ER by NG Models. The Lufthansa 787-9 by Gemini Jets. The Lufthansa 777 freighter that I'm needing to sort out. The Mongolian Airlines 787-9 by NG Models. The Polar Air Cargo DHL 747-8 freighter by Phoenix Models. The Atlas Air Qantas Freight 747-8 by Phoenix Models. The Qantas Link Embraer E190 by Gemini Jets. The Qatar Airways 777-300ER by NG Models. The Singapore Airlines Cargo / DHL 777 freighter by JC Wings. The Southern Air 777 freighter DHL by Gemini Jets. The Thai Airways International 777-300ER by Phoenix Models. The United Airlines 777-200ER by NG Models Evo Blue livery. The UPS 747-8 freighter by Phoenix Models. Both of the Vietnam Airlines 787-10s by NG Models. And the Virgin Atlantic 350-1000 by NG Models. And last but not least, the Cebu Pacific 330 Neo by Gemini Jets, which was my most recent purchase. So, what's happening on my accounts in the near future? It's what I could look out for. I'll just keep my current one on the screen. So content coming very soon onto my social channels in terms of Instagram, which being my most popular, I guess, on my most active social account. What I'm doing on there fairly soon is showcasing the photos of my United 787 and my Finnair 350. Also coming soon onto my Instagram is the movement photos of these special liveries. So I did do the model airport update of that in the recent streams. Sorry, in recent videos. If you haven't seen that already, go ahead and check it out. Coming soon to my YouTube channel, some more model reviews. I got 4 model reviews in the works in terms of planning stage, and of course I do have a massive unboxing coming very soon. I do have two unboxings coming very soon to the channel, and I do have that video showcasing all of my 787s. If you're wanting to come along and join the live stream on Instagram, where I am laying out all of my 787s onto my airport, once the 100th comes into my collection, then come along and support me on Instagram. Of course, I will just throw up the handle just now. There it is. That's the handle that you would need to go to if you are wanting to go along and support me on there. Want to come and view that live stream, then that's where you are needing to go. But yeah, lots of content coming very soon, guys. So I do have things in the pipeline, and also am in the works of the airport update. But this one is going to be based around cargo operations. So all of the gates except to my Bravo concourse, the Bravo concourse being the short haul operations. So the Charlie concourse and the Alpha concourse, and also the gate that is known as Delta 1 for passenger, or Mike 1 for cargo or military use, that they are going to be used in for cargo operations. So everything in terms of everything on the airport except the Bravo concourse is going to be occupied by a freighter aircraft, whether it is a MD-11 freighter, a 777 freighter, a 747 freighter, or anything else that is a freighter that I have in my collection, which does include the A321 P2F Qantas Freight. Then that's going to be coming very, very soon to my channel. So that is going to wrap up my first ever episode of ASJE Aviation HQ Live. Do let me know what you thought about the stream in the comment section below. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and turn on the post notifications by tapping on or clicking on the bell icon. Set the notifications to all, so you get all of the notifications when a video or a live stream goes live. Go ahead, if you enjoyed this live stream, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, as it will help me out in the long run in terms of support as moving forward. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. This is a new thing for me in terms of live streams. I do live streams on Instagram as well as I mentioned in the stream. So that's something to look out for if you want to go ahead and join that. Anywho, guys, thank you for coming along. Thank you for StreamYard for helping me out and to be able to stream to provide you guys with this live stream. Do look out for more live streams in the future, as I am going to be doing more on YouTube. So yeah, thank you guys for coming along. Hopefully, if there's an end screen, if there is, there will be videos on each side, and there will be a logo on the screen where you could subscribe to my channel. But until next time, guys, fly safe, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.